And on this video, I'm going to show you the installation process for the Nexar 1 Pro, which is a very interesting dashcam because it allows you to remotely view the video of what is going on in your car, and you can also get live parking notifications. If somebody were to crash into your car, this thing can potentially send you an alert and let you know something is going on. As always, I'd like to remind you that I place a link in the description down below to this dashcam, as well as to my original review video in case you'd like to see all the features of it. And we'll start by putting the dashcam together. If you got the Nexar 1 package, we're gonna get the main dashcam with that front-facing camera, and we're gonna get the connectivity module. Now, the important thing to note here is that the connectivity module goes on the left side of the dashcam. So notice that there's a little notch, the camera is pointing forward, this is the left side. And to install this module, you'll notice that there is a cover right here that can be removed. It's just held in magnetically with these two magnets right here, and it pops right off. Now I can take the connectivity module and slide it into the dashcam. You notice how that connector is gonna line up, and it's gonna kind of self-align in there because of the magnets. And notice how it has been snapped into place. And if you get the Nexar Pro package, we also get a cabin camera. So it's the same process. I have the connectivity module on the left hand side, but now I'm gonna put the cabin camera on the right hand side. Again, that's the key part. Notice again, the camera is facing the front, and here's a little notch. Again, there is a cover on the side that I can remove. Again, it's held in there with magnets, and then I can take that cabin camera and line it up. Again, it's gonna kind of self-align because of those magnets, and it's gonna lock in place. And at this point, the last thing I'm gonna do is install the mount. And the mount looks like this. This is magnetically, again, lines up, and it is good to go. And at this point, I have to decide where I want the dashcam to be installed at in terms of where it's gonna be placed on the windshield of the vehicle. Ideally, a high position towards the middle is probably gonna provide the best image of the road and the best image of the cabin. However, placing it high and somewhere in the middle means that I have to run the power cable, basically hide it underneath the trim a longer direction, including into the A-pillar area. Now, the A-pillar can potentially contain an airbag. Most newer vehicles have airbags located in this area and this area right here. So running a cable over an airbag can present potential challenges. And I have made another video where I cover how I get around the airbag issue and the dangers that those pose to installers. So the advantage of placing the camera, the dashcam, lower on the dash is that I won't have to run the wires all the way from the top down to the bottom towards the power outlet. If I place the dashcam somewhere low on the windshield, now the cable can just come straight from the dashcam. It sits directly on top of my dash and then goes down towards the power outlet. So I avoid this whole situation of having to tug on high wires, especially if there is an airbag involved. Now, that does come at the sacrifice of potentially having not as good view of the road and not as good view of the cabin. However, remember that the cabin view or the cabin camera is adjustable, so I am able to tilt this up or down to compensate slightly for the camera being lower. Now, same thing with the front. The front camera is also adjustable, so again, I can adjust the view of that front camera to see if I'm gonna be okay with the camera mounted on a lower position of the windshield. And I have already made another video where I show actual driving video from the dashcam installed in different places on the windshield to help you decide on what the best position of that dashcam to be. If you guys wanna see that video, I'll put a link to it in the description down below. And at this point, I'm gonna wanna download the Nexar app, which is available for Apple and Android devices. And also, I wanna connect the power plug to the dashcam base. Now, the Nexar has the big advantage that with the app, I can see a live view as I position the camera in different places on the windshield. Notice that I have not peeled back the sticky tape backing yet. So I can look in the app and then see live view to help me again decide which is the best position for the dashcam to be placed at before I peel that sticky tape backing, and also adjust the cabin camera up and down to see the maximum adjustment of how much I'm gonna be able to see of the interior of the car with the dashcam in different places. And now that I found a place that I want to install the dashcam, I can practice putting it on that place. Now notice that I don't want to get this thing way too close to trim because there is cable on here, and that cable needs a little bit of space for me to unplug that and plug that in. if I put this right next to the trim, now there's no space for me to plug in the cable. So the best way to find out how much space I have to play with is to have the cable in place, and then I can look to see how close can I actually get to the trim. And now that I know where I want to install the dash cam, I can peel the back of this and expose that high strength double-sided tape. Now I want to make sure also the area where I'm going to stick the dash cam is nice and clean and free of any oil. Now I can position the dash cam carefully into that location where I want it to be, and then gently I'm going to press, and that is going to secure the dash cam into place. Now at this point, what I actually like to do, I actually like to separate the dash cam from the mount. That way I can apply some pressure directly to the mount for just a little bit, and then now that I know that it's firmly secure on there, I can put the dash cam back on here. I'm going to line this up, and that is it. And now I'm going to hide the cable into the trim of the car. They have already included this little installation tool that allows me to push the cable and hide it into the trim of the car. However, I actually do this mostly with my fingers, and I do that because I like to feel the trim and I like to see if I'm encountering anything, and then I can just push with my hands by entire feel and gently hide that cable into the trim of it. And now that I get to this area, what we call the A pillar, here's where there could potentially be an airbag. Now this car does not have airbags right here, so that means I can just hide the cable into this area without having to worry about airbags. And I'm just again pushing very gently with my fingers, hiding that cable. Now once I get to this area, instead of going this way, I'm gonna go down. I'm gonna just keep pushing with my fingers, hiding that cable into the trim of the car. And now I can continue to feed that cable into the trim of the car. Now, if there are any places where my fingers are not able to fully press the cable and hide it into the trim, here's where I can use the spatula to gently push and hide any cable that might still be visible. Now I can continue to insert the cable into the trim of the car. Again, I'm just using my hands. However, you'll notice that I am reaching the pedals of the vehicle, both the brake and the gas pedal. So as I'm hiding and tucking the cable into the trim, I want to make sure that I fully secure this cable, because it is critical that this cable does not fall down and get in the way of my pedals, becoming a safety hazard. And now that I reached the center console, I have installed cable clips that secure the cable, and now I can plug the cable into the power outlet. And in case you're curious about those two clips that you saw me push the cable into to hold it to the center console of the vehicle, those clips I already had them installed. They came with another product. However, Nexar, those also include their own clips. So those clips work in the same way as any other standard clips. They have double-sided tape. I can peel that and then stick it to the car. Once the clip is in there, it's just a matter of me inserting the cable in there to secure it to the trim. And now that you've seen the installation with the standard auxiliary port adapter, you also may be curious about the OBD2 adapter option that the Nexar 1 supports. Now this OBD2 adapter does have some advantages over the standard cigarette lighter adapter, and the installation process for this is nearly identical as far as routing the cable from the dashcam down towards the bottom of the vehicle. The main difference is that I don't have to cross the pedals to try to get to the cigarette lighter port of the car. All I have to do is plug the OBD2 adapter into the OBD2 port and I am good to go. It also has the benefit of freeing up the cigarette lighter port on the vehicle, but the main benefit of using the OBD2 adapter is that now the Nexar dashcam is getting power all the time. So I can now take advantage of the Nexar Connect features, which allows me to remotely connect to the dashcam from my cell phone and see live video from it, and it also gives me live notifications of parking incidents. So hopefully you found this video helpful as far as the installation process for the Nexar dashcam, including its two options, which is the standard cigarette lighter adapter or the OBD2 adapter kit, and what the benefits of each are. Remember, I placed a link in the description down below to this dashcam as well as to the original review video in case you want to see the rest of its features. And if you guys have any other questions regarding this, please put that in the comments down below. And if you found any part of this video helpful, make sure you hit the like button to support the channel, and stay tuned as I have a lot more dashcam review videos coming up for you guys. Thank you guys for watching, and as always, I'll see you on the next one.